As he walked toward the entrance, he paused. A woman stood in front of the stall that housed his father's horse, one he had never seen before. Her cotardie was of the finest silk, something that he might have seen worn by a lady at the royal court. She had hair as black as night, and a tall, willowy figure that included small, rounded breasts and a tiny waist. Nicholas approached her, and she dropped her hand from the horse's neck and turned. He halted in his tracks. The woman was young, probably under a score, and the most beautiful female he had laid eyes upon. She had startling green eyes and milky white skin. Her rosebud mouth tempted him more than he cared to admit. "Are you Sir Nicholas Mandeville?" she asked, curiosity written across her delicate features. "I am, my lady, but you have me at a disadvantage, for I know not who you might be," he replied. She worried her full bottom lip a moment, and a wave of lust rushed through him. He longed to sink his teeth into it. The woman sighed. "I must inform you that your father is dead, my lord. You are the new Earl of Northmere, and I am your wife." Chapter 9. Nicholas's jaw dropped. He was too stunned to speak. "I am sorry to break such news to you. I know Lord Cedric's death was unexpected." "Who are you?" he demanded. She gave him a sympathetic look. "I am sorry for your loss, my lord." She looked around and pointed. "There's an empty stall down the way. I sat in it thinking for a long time just now. It would give us privacy for me to tell you everything that has occurred in recent days." Pausing, she added, "I would rather you hear this from my lips. I am finding that others have their own way of viewing events, and interpret them differently than I might. Let me share with you what I know and my role in matters before you speak to your uncle or anyone else." Whoever this noblewoman was, she was savvy. "I agree," he told her, and started for the vacant stall. When he realized she didn't follow, Nicholas turned and saw her stroke the nose of his father's horse. It surprised him, since it was common knowledge that Lord Cedric's mounts were known for being disagreeable in general. This stranger must have been around midnight enough to win him over. That made Nicholas believe that she had met his father at Windsor, and they had travelled north together. Softly she said, "I know you will be sad about your master's fate midnight, but Lord Nicholas will find a new man to ride you. He will treat you well, and you will come to trust him." The young woman kissed the horse then, a sweet gesture that touched Nicholas's heart. Turning away, she caught up to him and led him to the stall she spoke of. They entered, and she bent to sit in the hay. He took her elbow and grasped her hand in order to ease her to the ground. Something occurred from the moment he touched her. Nicholas could see she too was affected by it, a puzzled look in her eyes. He glanced down at their joined hands and sensed it was right in a way he couldn't understand. Warmth filled him, along with a feeling that he wished to protect this woman. Lowering her to the hay, he sat next to her and waited for her to speak. "I am Katelyn de Blays, my lord, daughter of Lord Adelard de Blays, former Earl of Blackwell." Her words confused him. "How could your father be a former Earl unless—" His voice trailed off in understanding. My father was accused of treason, though I cannot see how. And to me and my brother, Landon, he was always good and kind. He placed me in the saddle in front of him before I could walk, and we would ride Blackwell together and visit with our tenants. I was only 5 when he was seized and executed, but my heart tells me the full story will never be known." Sympathy for Lady Katelyn filled him. A traitor got off easily, quickly losing his life. It was the family which remained behind that usually suffered the consequences.